Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now, Ghanaian forward Majid Waris has described the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the 2025 African Cup of Nations as a shame to the nation. Ghana went on a 6-game winless run, which left them at the bottom of Group F with just 3 points. Angola and Sudan secured the 2 spots to earn qualification for next year's continental event in Morocco. Now, speaking to Joy Sports, the former Strasbourg striker called for drastic changes to reverse the team's recent decline.
And I know what it means for the whole of Ghana to qualify for this this tournament, and I think I would say it's a shame to all of us, and I feel like it's something needs to be done. I think we are not, everyone is hurt, and then we are not going to feel it that much now, but when it's time for the tournament, when you see the countries arriving for the tournament, and then the joy, the happiness that it brings into the country, that's when the country will start to even feel it more. So I think it's something that we are all not happy about, but it's past, and then the only thing that can be done is like look into how we can make it into the next one.
Earlier you heard from Ghana, former Ghana international Majid Waris. The Black Stars will return to action next year, March, when they get set to take on Chad in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. Now, to the Ghana Football Association, and they have reaffirmed their zero tolerance policy towards age cheating. Now, they're emphasizing that the consequences remain severe and could jeopardize a player's career. Speaking at the annual meeting of the Professional Football Association of Ghana, the General Secretary of the association, Prosper Harrison Ado, urged players to resist the temptation to alter their age and instead focus on enhancing their skill set.
Now, when it comes to registration, the problem we have there is change of name and then reduction of ages. Sometimes increment of ages. We are used to, when we say age cheating, people always think that people are reducing their ages. There are some who want to increase their ages. So we get it both sides, just that on the reduction side, we have more. When it comes to that, the responsibility is not only on the club, in fact, it's on all of us. And that is why you see that when the punishment comes, it affects the player, the club, and if it's international, it affects the country. Because when we are going to play international matches, the GFA does not register people anew. It's the same registration your club has done for you that is pushed to CAF or FIFA. The same, because it's the same FIFA Connect. So if a player is allowed to cheat at the club level, it follows the player to the national level. And if we are caught at the international level, they will ban the GFA in terms of that competition, and then they ban the player as well. Of course, then we also ban the team. So currently, the law is simple. It says that if you falsify or you are fraudulent in the documents you send for your registration, when legal drafters say minimum is more dangerous than when they say your punishment is 1 year or 2 years or 5 years. It says minimum 1 year. So it means that the committee has the freedom to go as far as 20 years if they wish, depending on the severity of what you've done. So the punishment is minimum 1 year. So you see that sometimes people get 1 year, and then recently more people are getting 3 years or 5 years. And for a player, if 5 years is taken out of your playing career, or 3 years, even 1 year, it can really set you back, because recovering is to go back to your peak is a difficult journey. And so my admonition or advice would be that please, when people, I know for a lot of the players, it starts from somebody advising you that I'll take you to a national team, so you have to reduce your age. Please, the punishment is severe and is there. And so I'll plead with you. Anybody says that, please no.
The 2024 Football Festival is set to take place at the Accra Academy School Park on December 27. Organized by Kick Nation and powered by Full Circle MGT, the event will showcase Ghana's rich football experience and also offer first ever football museum alongside a vibrant music experience. It aims to celebrate the country's footballing legacy and inspire future generation of athletes. We've got more for you in this report.
The event offers a mix of sports and entertainment. The festival aims to celebrate Ghana's football prowess and inspire the next generation of athletes.
It's not just a sport, it's a lifeline. It's hope for the young child kicking a ball on the dusty streets, dreaming of brighter days. It's resilience for the team that plays every game with heart, no matter the odds. It's unity for communities that come together, bridging divides to celebrate a shared love for the game. This tournament, the Global Football Festival, is more than just a competition. It's a stage for talent to shine, for friendships to be forged, and for dreams to come alive.
It will feature celebrated Ghanaian football stars, including former internationals who made their mark at both club and national team levels. It will also mark the beginning of Ghana's first ever football museum to bring fans closer to the sport.
Isaac Vossa, who has also agreed to give us something that represents Isaac Vossa. So when you come to the festival, you would get to see Isaac Vossa, his first game for the Black Stars. Remember, he played in Swedrod Blacks. So he is also a player who played in the Ghana football. We also have Cosmos Dauda, one of House of Folk's top scorers. He has also agreed to give us a gift. There's Eric Donko. He's one of the players in Ghana who have won the Ghana Premier League 3 times and also won the MTN FA Cup too as well. He has promised to give us medal. He actually asked us to choose the medals that we want.
Hey.
So he said he can give us the Ghana Premier League, the MTN FA Cup.
Then he should give us all of it.
Yes. Joseph Penso, who is one of the lead players because, you know, he is also a musician. He has released some songs. So Joseph Penso himself, he recently won a trophy in the MLS. Joseph Penso himself.
MLS Cup.
MLS Cup. We are in Audu Isaka, who won one of the Ghanaian players who have won actually the World Cup. We have a conversation. He has agreed to give us a gift.
The festival will host an 8-team football tournament designed to unearth talent. Musicians including R2Bs and La Russo will also perform at the event with plans well in place at the Accra Academy School Park on December 27.
Experience it. We're inviting a lot more people to come. Those that love music, those that love football, those that love sports, those that love the stories in and around and the buzzing and around sports history and all, to come in and have a very good sporting experience. I mean, obviously enhanced by music and entertainment. And so, I mean, we're just inviting them. We've sent the videos that we've put out just for them to see. If you're looking for a very good quality event this particular holidays.
We at Football Impact Africa will be having a series of engagements at the festival grounds. We'd want to talk about, you know, football and life after football. A series of seminars will be held at the grounds on the day of the festival. There will be engagements with stakeholders. We will also engage ex-footballers who embrace the occasion and also have understanding with how they are living their life after football.
The day will be packed with various activities including fun challenges, influencer interactions, and community games.
Now, the maiden edition of Love FM's tennis competition was held over the weekend with an opportunity being provided for young tennis lovers to exhibit their skills and talent. The event, which did take place at the forecourt of the Love FM studios, attracted quite a number of young people who managed to show what they are made of in tennis. My colleague Steven Zando was part of the event organizers and put together this report.
Competition put together by the Ashanti Regional Table Tennis Association together with Love FM and Insura FM witnessed girls and boys from selected clubs in the various communities in Kumasi in thrilling encounters for the ultimate prize. In the end, Frederick Mensah of Sokoban Table Tennis Club emerged winner of the boys category with a 3-0 dominant straight win. Frederick Mensah is happy to have won the trophy.
Frederick Mensah, and I'm excited to have won the cup. And this cup is for all my fans. From here, I will win international award from Ghana.
Sokoban Table Tennis Club's Loveland Akuya Yabo Ajeman of KNUSC Primary School won the girls category by 3-0 straight win in another dominant performance from the girl from Sokoban. Loveland, who is a popular table tennis player in the Ashanti region, is targeting international competitions.
I feel good, and my coach trained me every day, and I am happy to win this trophy in the morning. I'm going to play table tennis all over the world. I will be the champion.
Vice Chairman of the Ashanti Regional Table Tennis Association, Timothy Abedu, was satisfied with the successful organization of the competition.
And going forward, in fact, we have a lot to do. This tournament has come to stay. We are going to look at whether quarterly or yearly and make sure that this talent that we are having, they will not be wasted. We are also having training plans and so many plans in order to nurture a lot of talents and help to bring up the game. In fact, the game has been down for some time now, and we are going to do our best to make sure it stands on its feet. To move forward, I will seize this opportunity to thank our special sponsors. Without them, like this tournament could have been very difficult. Now, we begin with the GTTA, our National Mother Association. In fact, they've been very good and helping us to put this thing together. Now, looking at coming to Stanbic Bank, in fact, they've also done a very massive sponsorship for us. Now, when we move on, I also thank Amponsefa. They've also done very well.
The winners were given cash prize, medals, and trophies. Steve Zando for Joy Sports.
The winner is Frederick Mensah. Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. Clap for him. Clap for
him. Big congratulations to all the young tennis lovers there. Let's turn attention to Europe and now we connect with my good friend Chris Harrington, all the way in Germany, Berlin, working with DWTV, our partner station, for a quick review of the action in the Bundesliga over the weekend. Chris, good to have you. Good to have you again. The last match day of 2024 saw plenty of goals. Bayern Munich, following their loss to Mainz, in the previous weekend, they managed to score 5 goals against RB Leipzig. Now, the scoring got started very early in this one.
Yeah, Bayern Munich dominated Leipzig, and both teams, they broke a long-standing Bundesliga record for quick-fire goals. Two teams had never scored in the opening 2 minutes of a Bundesliga match, so it just shows, the level of ferocious offensive attack they had in mind, thanks to Vincent Kompany. Jamal Musiala got it started 30 seconds, 28 seconds to be exact, and Benjamin Sesko equalized barely 60 seconds later. But that was pretty much all Leipzig had going for them. And pretty much Bayern Munich just added on, the offensive onslaught. Joshua Kimmich, fired from 30 meters out. Leroy Sané. Alphonso Davies got his first league goal of the season to complete the rout. Harry Kane returned to the pitch. I think that was definitely a highlight, but in all honesty, he looked a bit rusty after missing 2 games with a hamstring injury. But he played nearly the entire match, 87 minutes, it was definitely a way to end, the year 2024. You have to give Bayern a lot of credit, because they are coming off, a shocking defeat. And I did expect maybe that would carry over, or Bayern would, use that. I think Vincent Kompany said after the loss, the previous match day, he said he will respond with the performance against the next opponent. And I think when you look at the scoreline, 5-1, it's quite the response, to a defeat to a side they shouldn't have lost to in the first place. But nonetheless, they still have a lead in the table. Only 15 matches have been played this season, so more than half of the season remains. But Bayern look good, especially when you have the offensive contributions from players like Alphonso Davies and others that you haven't seen as of late. But salute to Bayern. RB Leipzig has some improving to do.
Great there, but for Bayern Munich, let's talk about Bayer Leverkusen, because Patrick Schick scored 4 goals against Freiburg, helping extend Bayer Leverkusen's winning streak to 8 matches. And at the moment, the point difference between them and Bayern Munich is just some 4 points there. They've been on some impressive resurgence, and I'm sure some credit.
Yeah, I have to give a lot of credit.
Yeah, Chris.
To Xabi Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen. When the season started, they were kind of stuttering. They didn't look, like they were so focused on potentially retaining their title. But when you look at the run as of late, 8 matches without earning 3 points in all of those matches. They were victorious in all of the ones. And then Florian Wirtz starred in this particular match, but Patrick Schick stole the show with 4 goals. Another 5-1 scoreline. Freiburg, typically a tougher opponent. And Xabi Alonso did say, after the match, the scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story of the action, because it wasn't that easy, to be that productive. Because when you look at it, 4 goals from one guy, you take that away, the score is level 1-1. So I think it says a lot. Wirtz, who has yet to extend his Leverkusen contract, set up the hat trick for Schick. And after this particular match, for a striker, it's a dream to have a player behind you such as Florian Wirtz, because anytime you have, a player feeding you in the right position, the right timing and so forth, the offensive tip of the spear, basically that's what Patrick Schick has been lately for Leverkusen, because Victor Boniface has been out. It paid off. They look really good. They only trailed Bayern Munich by 4 points. So I do think that gives a bit of promise for their potential to retain the title, but you have to give a lot of credit, especially the Leverkusen. It really speaks to the depth they have at Leverkusen, because Victor Boniface has been out. He's expected to return in 2025, and it looks like they're not slacking a bit, especially considering their winless streak of 8 matches. So salute to Xabi Alonso and Leverkusen. They look good, and maybe, next season they step it up a bit. Bayern gets some knocks, and we have something to talk about towards the tail end of the season.
We'll see about that. But Chris, still, there were a couple of shocking results as well, Chris. Man celebrated. Likewise, Bochum also got a win there. And Dortmund also finally got a win away from home. You want to touch, on those ones for us?
Yeah, as far as the Frankfurt and Mainz, that's a local derby. The Brazilian goalkeeper, Carlos Santos, endured a game to forget. He committed an own goal. And considering Mainz, 10 men, they had 10 men on the pitch. They still won 3-1. Frankfurt had a lot of opportunities on goal. They had 34 shots compared to only 9 from Mainz. It really speaks, to what Mainz is doing. Mainz has definitely carried over their momentum from defeating, Bayern Munich. I do think that says a lot. You have to give a lot of credit, especially considering that Mainz had their captain sent off the pitch in this particular match. A bit of a shocking to see Frankfurt have such a dip in form, but they are spread quite thin. They are competing in multiple competitions, so that could be part of it. And then when you look at the goalkeeping situation, what can you say? A bad performance from a goalkeeper like that can change the outcome, and that's what we saw with Frankfurt versus Mainz. Bochum. Moving to Bochum. Bochum actually picked up their first win. They ended the year on a high by defeating relegation rivals Heidenheim 2-0. It's good. At least they have, that's their Merry Christmas present, I assume, that they picked up 3 points. They did bring in a new coach, a veteran coach, Dieter Hecking, last month in hoping to ignite their season, and it looks like it's paid off so far. And I'll end with this. Dortmund finally win a game on the road thanks to Daniel Mahlen, Bayer, and Julian Brandt. They defeated Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg were stunned. And for Dortmund, they scored quick fire goals in this particular match. Not as impressive as the 2 early goals in RB Leipzig and Bayern Munich. But when you look at Dortmund, 25th, 28th, and 30th minute, so they basically scored in a nutshell of a span of the match. you know, and it was enough to carry over for the victory. I think it says a lot. Dortmund are expected to be better. Nuri Sahin is adding pressure to the team. He expects more, you know, from them when the season resumes in 2025. But it's good to see them finally win on the road. It's something they've been struggling with for quite some time. I mean, they have among the worst road records over the last few years of any Bundesliga side, despite finishing in the top 4 standings. So it means a lot, you know, and hopefully the competitiveness adds, you know, to the script next season, and we can talk about more teams having a shot and walking away with a title. I expected this season to be wide open, and maybe it could be. 4 points is not so much for Bayern at the top of the standings, and Dortmund with their victory, they're back in the European standings. So credit to them.
To Dortmund. Chris, just before I let you go, though, anything else that hit your radar, you know, following the weekend's marches?
Yeah, just a bit of bad news for RB Leipzig. Benjamin Heinrichs will be out for several months. He hurt his Achilles tendon. It ruptured on Friday in their 5-1 defeat. And Achilles, you know, when you rupture this as an athlete, this requires several months. He'll have surgery. There's no telling when he'll come back. It will be quite some time because that recovery process takes a while if you rupture the tendon. So I did think that was worth mentioning. And of course, I wanted to wish you all a happy holidays and a happy new year from the Deutsche Welle team here in Berlin.
Well, happy holidays to you too, Chris, and to the entire team. Much appreciated for your input throughout the year here on Prime Sports. And that's Chris Harrington with sports journalist based in Germany with DWTV there, joining us with some update on the Bundesliga. And it's on that note, we draw the curtains on tonight's edition of Prime Sports. With me, Razak Musbao. I want to say a very big thank you, but we've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com. Majid Wari speaking, Ajiman Bedu speaking, and Joseph Pinto also speaking. A lot of the Ghanaian players are in town, and they've been saying a lot about the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the AFCON and even the World Cup qualifiers coming up next year. So you want to head there and get to hear what all the players have been saying. Well, do have a wonderful evening.